Welcome back. At this point, we have all of the basics down. We have understood a little bit about the market. We've understood what it is buying an ETF, what it is buying a mutual fund, what it is buying an individual stock. Now we're going to get to the point where we're going to set up a brokerage account. We're going to go to charlesschwab.com. We are going to show you step by step how to open a brokerage account. And then we're going to go into the next video where we actually show you how to buy an equity ETF, what have you. So the first thing we're going to do is go to schwab.com. Here we are. And if you don't have any type of login, very simple. Come up here, click open an account. Now we've spoken a lot about this. We've spoken a lot about planning for the future, and that's the goal here. So what we're going to do is we are going to show you how to open a Roth IRA account. That's just what we're choosing to do right now. If you need to, say I already have a Roth IRA, I have a traditional, I have a rollover IRA, whatever, and I just want to open an individual account. That's right here for you. I'm sure it is very, very close to the same steps. You're going to put in personal information, you're going to put in your social security number, and you're going to go on from there. It's going to be very similar. So we're going to come right over here to retirement, and we're going to click Roth IRA. What we're going to do now is scroll down to where it says get started. But before that, it says, do you have a referral code? I want to make this very clear. We do not get paid on this referral code that's in the link below. You get the money for it. You can go to Schwab's website, you can look at referral codes, and they'll tell you all about it. It depends on how much money you deposit where, but this is completely money that you get. This is not anything that we get, so we're just helping you out here. If you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. So what we're going to do here, we're going to enter the referral code. Come here, copy and paste it in there. Remember, it's from the link below. Submit. There we go. We are in, save and return, and let's get started. So now you're going to come in here and just start putting in your personal information. And I'm going to put in my friend, Bob Barker. All right. So the next spot you're going to come to is creating your credentials. And all this is you're just creating your login, your password, and making sure that you put in the correct security code questions. Write these down. You need to write these down, save them in a password app. I use 1Password. It's fantastic. You're going to want to use these for when you ever call them. They're going to ask you these questions. You can even add an extra layer of security with a verbal password. Schwab is very, very good at security, and it's something that I really like. So make sure you write all of this stuff down. So after you click next on that, you created your login and password. It's going to ask a confirmation method. So here you have texting, emailing, calling. They can do all of them. We are going to choose text message and get that sent over. So here's your access code. You get it typed in. You click continue. Now this is going to bring you to the point where you put in more of your personal information, where you live. It's going to ask it if your mailing address is the same as your current home address, etc. These are the important parts so you know where to get your paperwork sent before you can switch it over to the paperless option. The next screen is going to ask you if you would like to add a trusted contact. This is if you have a spouse, a brother, anything like that that you want to give them access to your account. This is where you would do that, and you would put in all of their information. Okay, so if you have some type of estate planning done, the next part is where you can add beneficiaries. So in the event that you pass, Schwab will already start the process of organizing where your, in this case, IRA account would go. So this next screen is going to take you to your employment status. And this is where, even if you don't have a job, you can have this type of account. I want to make that known to everybody. So you don't need to be employed to contribute to a Roth IRA account. That's why you're filing it maybe separate from your employer. Now, there are regulations here. There are earning maximums per household. So, and based on age. So you can contribute up to $6,500 per year if you are under the age of 50. Now, once you turn 50 and you go over 50, you can contribute $7,500 per year. If you are single, meaning not married, you can contribute to a Roth IRA account if you make less than $153,000 per year. If you make over that, you are not able to contribute to a Roth IRA account. That's when you would move into more of a non-traditional IRA account. Now, if you're married, joint account, anything over $228,000 per year, you're not able to contribute. But as long as you're $228,000 or less of your household income joint, you can contribute to a Roth IRA account, and that still goes for $6,500 per year or the $7,500 per year, depending on your age. The next part of this is going to come down to some legal questions. It's going to ask you if you are a member of any board of directors of any publicly traded companies. It's going to ask you if you have any type of registered broker dealer licensing, FINRA, anything like that. The majority of you are probably going to answer no to many of these, but they need to be asked. Now, paperless or paper documents. I hate paper. I don't understand why they keep sending me paper. Even when you opt out of so many things in this world and you go into paperless, they still send you paper. Schwab is pretty good about it. Make sure you go in and you select that you want paperless for a lot of this stuff. Then you don't have to have the paper. You make that decision yourself. So now we are getting a little bit closer to when we're going to be able to trade. And that begs some questions. Do you want to have some type of margin trading? Do you want to have the opportunity to trade options? For the account that we're setting up here, we are going to set a margin feature, meaning that unsettled funds will give you the option to trade them on margin before they settle. Remember, the idea of this is to take control of your personal finances. So what that means is take control of them. Make sure you know what is happening, what the settlement dates are, and be very responsible when you're doing this. So for this one, we're going to select to take the limited options, limited margin feature, and we're also going to come down here and take the options trading feature. If you want to get more into options, we'll talk about it in other videos. We've done it in the past, but options are a great way to generate income, especially in tax-deferred accounts like Roth IRA accounts, because you don't have to worry about being taxed on those. So if you decided to select the options button that you want to trade options, it's going to ask you to select a level. My recommendation would that you stay at this limited risk level and you sell covered calls on positions that you own. I'm not going to go into too much detail right here. We'll do that in a later video. But for me, if you're doing this, if you have an idea of what options are, you probably know what I'm talking about right now or have some type of inkling. But you can go into limited risk, moderate risk, or increased risk. My recommendation for the majority of people, if you wanted to do options, would be to do covered limited risk. Here we're going to get more personal questions. They're going to be asking about your marital status, how much you're worth, how much your income is. They're going to ask you about your stock knowledge, your options knowledge if you selected that feature. This is where you can fill them out and tell them exactly who you are, what's going on, what's your financial situation. Okay, guys, so we filled out all the information. You can see on my screen, I'm just blocking out the personal information, but you can see everything is filled out. Everything is filled out. Make sure all of the questions are accurate. Make sure you double check on all of this before you press submit. Of course, you can go back and change something, but it's easier to just get it right the first time. So now we are almost done. You can see Schwab is telling you we're almost done. What we're going to do here is come through and check some of these boxes and that we are agreeing to all of their policies. Make sure you click non-professional if you are non-professional. All right, so now they are reviewing the application. You're going to get some type of notification whether you are approved or not approved very shortly. All right, so we are now approved. You can see that we have an account number, we have everything. I would recommend that you write down your account number, put it in your phone, put all of this information, save it very nicely. Again, I use the app 1Password. It's very good for organizing passwords, accounts, and everything. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is add funds to your account. So you come right here, you click add funds, it's going to take you to the next screen. So now we're in here. Now you're going to choose where your money is going to come from. You can do an online transfer from another bank that you have. You can send a wire transfer. You can write a check and deposit it in here. You can deposit it on the mobile app. Just make sure you have your login information. This is where you're going to be able to put money into this account. And remember, it's $6,500 per year if you are under the age of 50. And if you're over the age of 50, $7,500 per year. I would recommend maxing this out as quickly as possible each year, specifically for the Roth IRA accounts. Okay, now we are at the point where we can buy or sell a stock. So click this video right here. I am going to walk you through that process next.